You never can tell with bees. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. We're going to talk about set 2 of this Datacron nonsense here. I know that a lot of people are still frustrated by Datacrons, don't want to engage, and I get that, and I can respect that. I really can. I mean, you guys have known, I have criticized Datacrons quite a bit. There is still a lot of frustrating stuff, but as a content creator, I hope that you'll respect the necessity for me to actually engage in this, and to talk about it and strategize. And you know, I need to put my best face on this, and so whereas I'm not going to let go of a lot of the frustrating things that CG has done and just forget about them and just say, hey, Datacrons are wonderful, they're the reality that I need to face right now, and I think a lot of people do want to engage them in meaningful ways. So this video is not going to be a criticizing video, it's going to be the best way to strategize this. Now, I spent a long time making this infographic, so please go to the Discord server if you want it. It's just going to be in the video description. You can click on the link, folks, and if you go to that Discord server, there's a channel on the bottom left. You can find the infographic, and you know, it's in a channel called Infographics, almost at the very bottom. And you know, I just asked that I know for a fact that there's some rough around the edges spots, and this is my first attempt at this particular thing. We're going to try to do this monthly, so please keep in mind that, and the fact that I still don't know a ton about Datacrons, that like we're still trying to figure this out, and so I'm going to do my very best, and I think my analysis is sound, but I'm sure that I missed something. I'm not the sole arbiter of truth anyways, and so I would love to hear your opinions in the comments. Just let me know, like, what's best, what's better, what can we do better? You know, respectful dialogue and feedback, I love it, guys. So with that being said, let's actually jump in. We're going to look at this infographic, and it'll have to be zoomed in and stuff. It'll be wonderful, you'll see. Whoa, we're in the overview madness. All right, so here's what the infographic looks like, a little more zoomed in than you had thought. Whoa, what have I done? That's the thing that we're going to be doing, I think. Let's see. There we go. Get rid of my face for just a second. Okay, so you guys can see the way this is constructed. On the top left, it's going to be about the Jedi. So it's a Jedi and Rebel set. So there's no dark side at all, which means I'm guessing that set 3 will be dark side. The only dark side faction we've actually had is Inquisition, which is very interesting to me that we're doing that. But first off, you guys can see on the top right, level 3, there's only one, like, unless you're Jedi Master Kenobi, because you don't gain turn meter, there's only one level 3 that's actually worth even anything, but it's worth quite a bit. Level 3, light side allies start the battle with a plus 25 turn meter. I mean, that's just insane. It really is just totally bonkers, guys. I can't believe that they're doing that, that they're letting that happen, but they are. And like plus 25% speed on light side allies is just so okay. If you start with 300 speed, if your character with 300 speed, 25% turn meter becomes 400 speed on that character. Sorry, it's not like you're gaining another 400. That's not what I meant. Your starting speed of 300 becomes a starting speed of 400. Now Hux can still stop this, Jedi Master Kenobi can still stop this, and I mean, there are probably a couple other mechanics that can stop this a little bit, but that turn meter gain, guys, is just crazy. Being able to start the turn, the round super consistently. So I would highly advise you guys go and get a bunch of level 3s. Go farm Conquest like crazy right out the gate and spam this as much as you can. Get as many of these level 3s as you possibly can, folks. That's going to be important. Now, for level 6s, we have Rebels and Jedi, and you can see I've set up some archetypes for the squads here. And so on the bottom left, you can see like 5v5 squads and 3v3 squads, because I know that a lot of people don't like 3v3, and I get that as well. I had a rough 3v3 season for sure. There's no question, but 3v3 is also going to be what this set actually prioritizes for the most part, because it's a 3-season movement here that we're going to be doing 3v3 this next season, and then we'll have a season of 5v5, and then we'll go back to 3v3, and then this set will be dismantled. So you know, we're going to be looking at it through a 3v3 lens for the most part, but 5v5 is also important to consider. The other thing to keep in mind here, folks, is that there's also Jedi Master Kenobi had a set from set 1. So whereas he is mentioned in all of this, he hasn't been prioritized. Like, we're not going to look too closely at his stuff because I'm assuming that you've got some Galactic Republic stuff for him, and you don't need to get some Jedi stuff for him this time. These sets are okay for him, but keep in mind too, Jedi Master Kenobi a lot of times only has 2 or 3 Jedi on his team, so Jedi, strictly speaking, is not going to be the best for him. So you can see the squad archetypes here, and then what we're gonna do here, let's zoom in a little bit, folks. Oh, you can see my face again. Lucky you. Okay, so zooming in here, you can see that there are primary 2 on the top left there, you know, primary 1 a couple rows down, and then CP and like next to Bastille if you go up a little bit more. So I didn't put a legend on it. I'm sorry to say. I should have, but I didn't, and I can't. It's too late to go back now. So we'll do better next time. But what this means, primary 1 is the one that squad archetype wants the most, if you can roll it. Now, the second one, the primary 2, that's the second most. Like, that's the one that's going to fit them the second best. If they're just not rolling the one that they really want, getting that second one is good. And then CP is consolation prize, which means it's like, well, I mean, we may as well. Like, you go to a competition and you pay a bunch of money for it, and you lose, and someone's like, here, have $5. Like, go buy some gas with it. And you're like, I may as well take your $5. Like, I'm still disappointed, but I'll still take your 5. So first I'll point out that Jedi Master Kenobi is actually his team. I just put consolation prize on all 3 of them, because if you're missing out on the Jedi Master Kenobi set that we just did in set 1, then that's not shade from me. It's just it is everything else seems like a consolation prize at that point. So the other one to keep in mind is Jedi Master Luke. I've prioritized him less because I have Ayla for my Jedi Master Luke team, in which case Ayla is going to be able to shut down quite a bit. You know, she's the one that spams all of the stuns and everything, and so Jedi Master Luke does have some Datacrons and everything. We'll talk about those in a little bit, but that's not the only important like, my Ayla is probably going to mean that Jedi Master Luke just doesn't ever get his Datacron. I mean, I may end up doing that. We'll just have to see, but one way or another, this should be interesting. Another thing to keep in mind here, folks, while you're farming things, we're going to be getting a lot more materials in the Conquest store, or on the Conquest hubs for farming them, like triple, and then the store and everything, you know, if we're engaging in it, and, you know, spending Shard Shop currency and that's it, that, you know, or maybe a couple crystals here and there, we're going to get a lot more Datacrons this time, I think. So, you know, fingers crossed, light side is going to be OP. Now, a few other things to keep in mind, folks. So first, at the very top, you can see in those small letters what the definition for riposte is. You can find that on the Count Dooku character, but it's just ignores out of turn, or attacks out of turn, ignore protection, which is pretty great. So when they use a special ability, then they gain riposte. So if you do this, so you can see once you get it's on this is second to the bottom ability. You can see Jedi Master Luke likes this one the most out of all of these, because if everyone has riposte, then he's doing massive hits and ignoring protection with his guys, because they're always calling each other to assist there. Same with Jedi Knight Revan. You can call people to assist all the frickin' time. As long as you have riposte, then it works. I don't know if I've been calling it riposte or riposte, but one way or another, I've apparently just, you know, I keep saying it. So, Let's see. There's also Jedi Master Kenobi. This is his consolation prize, because Riposte, it's like, well, he actually has a better Datacron that does basically the same thing as Riposte, just better at it. And then I did add, because it's not part of the archetypes really, but General Skywalker and the 501st really, you know, they can like this one quite a bit, because the Riposte thing, like hitting under protection, it's pretty nice. Well, the only one who gets it is General Skywalker, but he's getting hit so much and counters so much that he probably does just end up killing a lot of things. So otherwise, there's a couple of them that are based off of foresight. You guys can check it out. Like Qui-Gon Jinn likes those ones. You know, when Qui-Gon dies and everyone else revives to full health and protection, then everyone also gains 100% more damage for that turn. So that's why Qui-Gon Jinn is there. And, you know, we have the Basti primary there as well. Here, let's try to zoom in just a little bit more even, shall we? This is crazy, I realize, folks, but... yeah, okay, so the Basti one is just because you get to keep all of your health and protection for the most part, because she's got so much bonus protection, so she likes that one. Okay, so Jedi Knight Revan, that archetype of squad is in the one that you kind of just escalate your damage. It's the one at the very top, and that's because Grandmaster Yoda's on that team, and he likes to pop Foresight for everyone. Otherwise, the one that I don't really like at all, you guys can see, don't do this ever. So when a Jedi attacks out of turn, they have 25% chance to remove 10% turn meter. Like, that is so insignificant. It's like, wow, you jumped through a lot of hoops to get just such a small gain. Like, I mean, it can be significant, but for the most part, this one is underwhelming to the extreme for Jedi squads. Now, there is a Rebel squad that really likes this, but otherwise, you know, the defense penetration up stuff like that's a good-ish consolation prize. Starting with damage immunity, that's also useful. So there's you know, I have that marked as the 4th choice for everyone, just because damage immunity, like starting it off, people can dispel it and everything, I realize, but this is pretty nice. It really is pretty nice. So, yeah, this is the squad, guys. Jedi Master Luke really likes the ones that, you know, gain riposte, so does Jedi Revan, so does all these things. I guess you guys can look at it. The defense penetration on offense up is going to be really strong, actually, but that's probably going to be more of a Rebel thing. So actually, speaking of Rebels, let's go talk about them real quick. Whoa, we're up top now. Madness. So Rebels, folks, there's not that many archetypes for teams for Rebels. Like, if you want to use Datacrons on them, I mean, so Adrad is one of them, and he's probably, like, I didn't even build these for him because almost no one has Adrad as you know, relict character that you have to be able to even apply these things. So 3 team archetypes on 5v5 and 4 of them in 3v3 if you have, so Akbar Omicron is necessary for that team to work, same as the other Akbar one in 5v5. Mon Mothma has a few different iterations of her plus 2 rebel fighters, and that's pretty fun, though the most consistent is Cassian and K2, ironically. And then we have a CLS team, and we have a Mon Mothma team, and then I also have Wedge Han Chu, because Wedge is also a character that, you know, he actually has a pretty decent Datacron if you can get it. So, all right, now we've got up here. So a lot of the abilities are the same. There's a lot of overlap, but there's a lot of them that are just like, well, maybe not so much. Okay, so the one second to the top, whenever rebel allies are stunned, they gain 50% turn meter and recover 25% health and protection. So CLS doesn't need that because he has stun protection from 2 different characters, and I mean, frankly, like, unless you're planning on fighting Night Sisters quite a bit, I don't think this is going to be that necessary, you know. Otherwise, they all have their uses. So up top here, let's see, whenever rebel allies have 50% more turn meter, they take less damage. So, you know, all of these are consolation prizes, but it's kind of nice in a way, because your team is just typically, like, rebels are all about that turn meter gain. That's their whole thing. That's their style, the way they approach life. And so when they have this one, people are going to hit you back. People are going to be doing all kinds of awful things to you if they can get a word in edgewise. And if you can shrug off the majority of that damage, it's pretty nice, because most of the time our rebels are going to have full turn meter, or at least close to it. So otherwise, the defense penetration, that is nicer for Bon Mothma, because once those guys get those buffs and actually take a turn, like, they hit a lot. They keep hitting and they keep hitting, and those two buffs combined, defense penetration up and offense up, is a pretty potent one. Admiral Akbar really likes that one as well, because like, you're cycling through your team so fast. CLS likes it on some levels. I mean, that one's just a really good one, the defense pen and offense up for rebels, because they're getting so many turns and are calling each other to assist so much. So otherwise, CLS primary one, like the most important one, guys, is when rebel allies use a special ability on their turn, they gain riposte, which means that CLS is going to be hitting back quite a bit. And just beyond that, like, this team is really good because they're attacking out of turn quite a bit. They're countering, and being able to just stop someone cold with that is pretty neat, actually. So otherwise, we have you know, the damage immunity thing, which is a consolation prize for everyone. You know, you could probably get more specific stuff, but it's like, if you need to, then that is an option. So lots of interesting stuff going on with rebels. Let's actually go talk about individual characters now for a minute. Okay, so in my opinion, these 5 are the best ones. We're going to look at their mechanics just a little bit more in just a minute, but Jedi Knight Luke has one that lets him use a bunch of turns. So if you wanted a like, he was going to take a lot of turns. If he's the lead, then that's nice. I mean, this is especially potent in 3v3, right? Because he's taking so many turns. When he uses a special ability, he gets a bonus turn, which means no one can stop him from taking another turn. He just keeps going. He just becomes an engine of destruction. So he's like, you know what? It's not enough that I'm going to AoE you. I'm going to get another turn, and you know, let's also stun all. Like, you know, we can do the big hit. We can do the stun. We keep getting turns. And if you're on Jedi Master Luke's team, or if Jedi Knight Luke is the lead, you can use the lead ability. You can use the you know, you can. Like for the Jedi Master Luke team specifically, and Jedi Knight Revan, or Jedi Knight Luke as well, like, you keep getting turns. Also on Jedi Revan teams, this works really well. And this is actually, I think that this is like the return of the off meta. He's going to be taking so many turns, guys. Like, I think that he's going to take out Supreme Leader Kylo's like crazy, because he's taking 3 turns in a row, and that keeps happening because his cooldowns will refresh. So pretty cool stuff. That one is going to be my priority, because it is going to expand my ability to counter big teams. Next is going to be this one for Commander Luke Skywalker. So whenever he has call to action, so he has to switch stances, that's could be called call to action, and an ally uses an ability on their turn, he assists. Like, an ability, that's all they have to do. Like, as long as they aren't like stunned and then they come out of their stun and then they can't use an ability, like, if they're using it on their turn, then Luke is going to just be he's going to be assisting like crazy. And if he has riposte, he is going to be destroying their health. It's going to be a really cool thing to see, guys. Jedi Master Luke, this one is probably the best. Whenever a Jedi ally gains a stack of Jedi lessons, that ally gains 25% turn meter and deals more damage stacking. So, I mean, it's pretty good. That one's pretty good. My problem, of course, is that like, Ayla is just kind of in a weird spot with him. Like, if he takes his Datacron, then where does Ayla go? Like, does she go and hang out with, like, Qui-Gon Jinn or some random crap? I don't know. Like, stay tuned for that. You guys will see me in GAC struggling, I'm sure. Or maybe I'll just be dominating with my superior intellect and charm. But one way or another, guys, the ones that I'm most excited about are the ones that are in 4 and 5. So in a lot of ways, Wedge is going to be, like, in 3v3, he assists whenever another ally uses an ability on their turn. He assists, dealing 50% more damage. He already hits like a truck, guys. And I know I'm talking about number 5 first, but it's relevant, I think, because here's the thing. Level 5, I'm so tired, guys. Need to go to bed. But the Wedge is he's just going to assist like crazy on these teams. And so, like, there's the situation where if you have Biggs on your team with Mon Mothma, let's just say that, not that I actually even like that team that much, but if you did, then Biggs could call an assist, that would require Wedge to also shoot. And then, because you're on a Mon Mothma team, everyone also gets an assist, so, Wedge would get to attack again. And then, just on top of that, on top of the leadership mandating that he assist, and on top of Biggs requiring that he assists, he just does another attack because someone else on his team, an ally, used an ability. So he's just gonna go a lot. And in 3v3, guys, like with Han and Chewie, and if you get the bonus turn meter, like, Han and Chewie are going to take a ton of turns in a row anyways, and Wedge is going to be lending them his strength with an extra 50% on top of that. It is pretty interesting, guys. I mean, do I really want him at Relic 7 to be able to use it? Not necessarily, but it is pretty good. And, I mean, the fact that he gets 2 shots every time he's on, like, Mon Mothma calls him to assist is just really powerful. Finally, we have the Mon Mothma one, and the other one's okay. When she uses a basic on her turn, everyone else gains 25% turn meter. I mean, it's okay, but this one is it's very interesting because it essentially means that you get your field commander immediately. And it's not just that you do that, she's also spamming this ability. When she gets a turn, she summons Worthless Guy, and then she gets to use her ability 2 more times, and she calls her team to assist every time she's doing that. And I mean, that's going to load your turn meter right away. Like, you're going to it's going to be very difficult to stop you because she keeps getting bonus turns. So she keeps going in front of their turn meter gain, and once, so they're at like almost the max of, well, I mean, I don't know if they're max, but like they're going to have very, very close to top turn meter gains, but she's going to keep going. She's going to keep summoning her, or promoting her friend here, and then the commander is going to do days. It looks very, very interesting, guys. I don't know if Wedge is going to be better with Mon Mothma or not. If he is, the only reason he would do that is that you're using his Datacron to do it. But I mean, let me know what you guys think of these combos here. I think it's fairly interesting. So let's look at the specific each character one and what their teams should be. Hold on a sec. All right, here we are. So Mon Mothma mechanics. And I have this broken down. I'll probably release these are also infographics. I'll probably release these a little bit later than the main one that I have, just for fun. It'll be fun for me to release them later, but here, we can take my face cam off too so you guys can get the full picture here. So Mon Mothma, she doesn't absolutely hate her second option one. Her first one is just really good because she's getting her whole team totally set up to destroy people with this, and she gets the best version of her Worthless Guy. So you can see here's the teams that I kind of just recommend that you use with each of these if you so choose. And then, I mean, once you get to Ezra, I just don't recommend, like, yes, he does hit a little bit harder, he does a lot of cool stuff, but on the other hand, I mean, there's going to be better ways to use Ezra. Same with, I mean, Mon Mothma, you probably really want her good one, but their other one's okay. You know, I really want to get that Mon Mothma one. That's pretty exciting. The Wedge one, if you have the right infrastructure, like in 5v5, he's going to be hitting for like a truck, because he's going to be hitting for, you know, like 10% normal damage. But then if it's normal damage, because that's how Mon Mothma works. But if Wedge is with Mon Mothma, then he's also shooting at full strength. He's shooting a second shot at full strength plus another 50%. So it's pretty nice. I'll let you guys just take a look at this. I mean, here's what you could use. Wedge would also work really, really nicely on an Omicron Akbar team as well. So you know, he's going to be assisting a ton, and it's going to be gross. There is that. Let's go to the next slide, I guess. Hold on. Alright, I found the button, folks. The show must go on. So, Old Ben, I just don't love this. So whenever he loses taunt, which you already have, like, you have a 2-turn stun. I guess maybe that's one of them. Like, so if he does his taunt, they remove the taunt, and then he removes 50% turn meter from them, and he still has his taunt for one more turn. Even if they, yeah, I wonder if that's what it is. Even so, I mean, yeah, I guess this could be okay. I mean, he's only gonna lose taunt a couple times. I wonder if you could pair this with Watt. Like, Watt just gives him a bunch of... I didn't really think of that. That could be maybe kind of interesting. Every time he loses taunt, remove turn meter from all enemies. And like Jolie, it's like, well, or not Jolie, with Watt, he's going to be losing his taunt quite a bit, but it's going to be reapplying. So that would be the potentially broken, to be honest. So, otherwise, if he uses a basic ability on his turn, which is the big question mark, because there's going to be so many super fast characters now, you know, he's only going to be using his basic on his turn a couple times. But other allies gain 25% turn meter whenever he does that, which is okay if you have an infrastructure set up for that. Otherwise, Jedi Knight Luke, you don't really necessarily want the one with more turn meter, is my guess. He gains 15% turn meter when other allies use a special ability on their turn. I mean, that's pretty nice. That means he takes a lot of turns. I just like his special ability. You guys saw it in depth there. This one's one of my very favorite ones. I think this is the first one I'm gonna go for. So the bonus turns, obviously, you can see what the team archetypes are that you want to use them for. And let's go. I think this is the last one. So Commander Luke and Jedi Master Luke. So the other two on Jedi Master Luke, the one where he always assists, is okay. The one with Commander Luke, obviously, I like the one that gives riposte. Otherwise, the other one's like so worthless. If he goes the first time he goes below 100% health, you know, he's going to recover all of his health and protection and gain turn meter, which is cool. He's already gaining 1,000 million turn meter anyways. So I mean, it's a good. Hold on. Yeah, this seems, the second one for Commander Luke seems okay, but the one that you really want is riposte, because his whole team gets it, and they're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. So, anyways, folks, that's it for today in terms of Datacrons. Let me know what you think in the video or in the comments, and I'm just gonna sign off, guys. I am so wiped out. I hope that we actually could click on something accurate. There we go. I hope that this helped a little bit. Let me know what your thoughts are. What you think I could do better for next month. I'm going to stop telling you. I'm gonna let you go and actually do it. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth is tired. Have a good one, folks.